Hi bookworms, welcome back to my channel and welcome to spooky season. So today I am bringing you my October TBR. I have a lot of readathons happening in this month, so I wrote them all down so I didn't forget, and hopefully I cover everything that I need to and then let you know what books I am picking for the prompts. I am doubling up on a lot of the prompts as well, simply because I can't read like 40 books in a month. So the first readathon that I want to tell you about is Halloweekend. So this happens every weekend throughout the month, essentially from Thursday through to Sunday is when this readathon is happening. So the very last weekend is prolonged from Thursday through to Halloween on Tuesday. So if I forget anything, then everything will be listed in my description. So the second readathon happening is Spookpolathon. So this one I haven't prepared for simply because I'm not able to do that until the actual event, because you have to roll dices and land on spots and things. So basically, when it comes to the start of the month, I will roll and then pick a book from my already set TBR that I think will fit it. Then the next one is Camp Crystal Lake, which is hosted by Barbs. Her link, everybody's links will be down below. And this is happening throughout the entire month as well, from the 1st through to the 31st. And essentially this is for movie buffs, anybody who loves slasher movies, horror movies. We're reading prompts basically on those. The other readathon happening throughout the month is Spooktober, and again that's happening from the 1st through to the 31st. And then the other one that I have recently just decided to join is Practical Magicathon. This is hosted by Reads, and essentially we are just going to be reading Practical Magic as a group read, and then there's a couple of other prompts that a lot of my books will fit anyway. I really wanted to take part in Practical Magic. I loved the movie, never read the book, and I thought it was the perfect chance to read it along with some other bookworms. So yeah, that is essentially all of the readathons that were happening, at least what I'm taking part in. So now it's time for the prompts. Again, I'll start with Halloweekend. The Halloweekend main prompts, I'm just doing main prompts, is match a host's thumbnail, an anticipated book, a book that scares you, and you match a monster. So it's like a generator that Lexi has created, and read a host's favorite subgenre. The next one is Camp Crystal Lake. So I am joining Team Haddonfield. I am a big lover of the Halloween franchise and Michael Myers, so of course I chose this team. So the prompts for Haddonfield's team is to read a scary book that you've been wanting to read a recent release that you've been meaning to get to, read an indie book with a cover that you love, read a sequel, and read a mostly black cover. So those are quite relatively easy. A lot of the books that I have been wanting to read this month do fit those prompts, which is very nice. Finally, the last set of prompts is for Spooktober. And I decided to join Team Zombie because this is the team that focuses on horror, and that is essentially my brand. So the first prompt is to do a poll pick. So this is something that I will put up either on the Discord group or within my Instagram between two of the books that I have on my TBR. The next one is to pick a book with spooky woods or trees, pick a book with a past/present timeline, so a dual timeline. Read a book with an isolated setting. Read something that published in 2020 or like post 2020, and essentially read any horror book. So those are all my prompts, and I feel like the books that I have chosen will work across all of these prompts and teams and readathons. So onto the books. So the first book that I want to be picking up and reading throughout the month is episode 13 by Craig DeLuey. This one fits the prompt for a book that I've been meaning to get to. Again, this could fit a host thumbnail, or it could be a poll pick, so it can fit a lot of different options. But essentially this is my buddy read for October, so I'm buddy reading this with a friend over on Instagram. So yeah, I had to choose this for that reason. The next book that is on this list is You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Bayron, and I've picked this for recently published, which fits the prompt in Spooktober. I bought this recently. I will leave my other video in the cards. I talked about this during my spooky Halloween haul, and I picked it up because it's been anticipated for me for a while, and I was really looking forward to reading this. Like a slasher movie but in a book, and I love me some slasher movies and slasher books that are based on movies or have movie elements in them, so really looking forward to reading this. The next book on that list is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This is like the last Grady Hendrix backlist that I need to read, and I am so excited. First off, I love this cover. It's stunning. I believe that this is actually an American copy. I find this like the only one in Waterstones, and I was like, oh, I've literally been talking about this book for ages. I need to read it. I need to pick it up. So I bought it. What a perfect time then to read it during Halloween. So this one fits my prompts for something that I've wanted to read. It also fits the prompt for published in 2020, as it was published in 2020. So I did Lexi's like spinner wheel, and it landed on vampires. So it was like a sign. It fits a lot of the prompts from across these readathons, and I'm so excited. I love Grady Hendrix. Let me know in the comments if you've read this or any of these books and what you thought of them. I'm really intrigued to know. And the next book is Mina and the Undead by Amy McCaw. Essentially, this book I've picked for a cover that you love. I really love how it's set up like a VHS tape, and it's very vintage and set in the 90s. This book is filling that prompt for a book cover that I love. And again, I think this is similar to You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight, with the whole like movie trope. The next book is The Cotton Candy Massacre Part Toots. So this is the second book in the Cotton Candy Massacre duology at this point, and I didn't know it was getting a sequel, and I'm happy that it did. The Cotton Candy Massacre has been like one of the best books that I've read this year. It is creepy, it's got clowns, it's got killings, and it's eerie, and it's so differently written. So it is a sequel that I've been meaning to get to, and the book fits prompts for a host's favourite subgenre in the Halloweekend prompts. This, I believe, is Kelsey's, one of the hosts' favourite subgenres with clowns. So carnival based type. So that's that prompt. And it also fits two prompts for the Haddonfield team at Camp Crystal Lake. This one is for an indie book and a sequel. So looking forward to reading the Part Toots book. Next up is Forest Fall by Lyndall Clipstone. So this book is fulfilling the prompts for a spooky woods or trees for the Spooktober prompts, and it does have like thorns and branches and stuff, like tree based items on the cover, so I am using that and stretching it slightly. I am also using it for a mostly black cover for Haddonfield team. I do believe that it is mostly black. Like, not sure, you let me know in the comments. The Hunting of Alessandra, and this book is by Fee Castro. This book has been released in the US, but it is publishing this month in the UK on the 17th of October. So this is an arc that I need to read, and I decided to put it in for one of my anticipated releases because it was included on my anticipated releases video. And I wonder if it has dual perspective. So this is like a retelling of the legend of La Llorona, and it's set in Mexico. From what I've seen, everybody loves this. So I was really intrigued when Titan wanted to send me this. So really looking forward to getting to this and seeing what I think. The other book that is on this list is A Light Most Hateful by Hailey Piper. This one is getting released on the 10th of October. This one I've chosen for a book that scares me. Hailey Piper is an author that everything she writes kind of has an eerie element, and it like resonates with me, it scares me. So I'm really intrigued by this, and I have said that it's a book that kind of scares me because everything she writes is so creepy. So I'm using that to fill this prompt. And finally, there is a couple more books that I haven't listed that I want to tell you about. So the first one is obviously Practical Magic. This is an ebook that I will be reading, and I plan to read that at the start of the month. This essentially is the same story that the Practical Magic movie is based on, and I'm intrigued to read that. Again, I am reading that for Practical Magicathon. And the other two books are my physical books. The first one is Everything the Darkness Eats by Eric LaRocca. This was a book from the Abominable Book Box from August, and I haven't read it yet, so I am planning on reading it. I do also have an audiobook for this, so I can listen along whilst I read this. And the other book that I'd like to tell you about is Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. I really enjoy this cover. This is another book that I spoke about in that spooky haul, and yeah, it's stunning. This is essentially like a gothic, romantic, dark tale. Rosemary becomes obsessed with another woman from the farmer's market. She really enjoys how she looks. She wants to be with her, be her, and the obsession kind of grows and grows, and it becomes a lot darker and creepier the longer that it lasts. This is another one that I'm looking forward to reading this month, hopefully. I do have a lot of books on this list, so we'll see what I can actually finish. So these are the books that I am hopeful to read for all of these readathons and all of my other projects as well. So it is a big amount of books, but my reading seems to be increasing recently, so we'll see if I can get to all of these. I'm really hopeful and super excited because these are all books that I've been wanting to read. So that is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this really long TBR video, and I hope you have an amazing October and spooky season. It's the best type of season, and until next time, keep your pages turning and embrace the darkness. Bye!